Starfield Direct dropped an amazing amount of information for players to digest and discuss over, and in today's video we're going to be looking at all the details Bethesda gave us to aid in our journeys amongst the stars. Hello there, my name is Hawkins, and let's get looking over all of those new details about exploring Starfield. Exploration is a key point in the galaxy that Bethesda is creating, and to accomplish this they've really upped their game in scope and scale. Not only are there 1,000 planets encompassed in over 100 systems for us to travel to, but every game we play will be a different journey throughout these planets. To achieve this, Bethesda have created a mixed procedural generation and handcrafted design that works by creating each planet as the player approaches it, procedurally generating the tiles, and then handcrafted content is placed in those tiles. These handcrafted parts will also be procedurally placed. Did your friend find a crashed ship on a planet? When you go there was no ship. But later on, a different planet, you come across the ship, but even then, who is there and what do you have to do at the crash site could vary dramatically. This mix of procedurally and handcrafted content placed in a procedurally decided way means we really can have a galaxy unique to each other, and the stories we can share will be true tales of our own adventures. Now, I know that there is already some concern over this procedurally generated content. Handcrafted is, after all, what a lot of Bethesda fans have very much enjoyed, and a lot of parallels have been drawn to No Man's Sky, and at launch No Man's Sky did indeed have a fair amount of repetitiveness in its procedural generation. But that game was also a colossal size compared to Starfield, and is also no longer the same game it was at launch. Honestly, it's incredible now. Any pure exploration lovers out there should really pop back to it if you haven't played since launch, and I loved it at launch despite its flaws. My point here is I'm not going to jump onto the hate bandwagon just because we don't know how good this new process will be, but judging purely on what we saw in the Direct, exploration is going to be amazing. We were swamped with gorgeous views after gorgeous views. Bethesda have set out to make a gaming cinematic masterpiece, and not only have they used the time in the delay to make the graphics more detailed, but have developed a way of lighting each world using the distance the planet is from its parent star to how the light is affected by the planet's atmosphere. That distance from the star is even used when generating the biomes of the planet. Closer to the sun, you'll get hot radioactive planets, and at the edge of the system where light barely touches, you'll find cold dead rocks floating through the void, and then all the planets in between. Planet side, we find ourselves in alien environments or familiar human enclaves. Our trusty survey scanner allows us to gather information on most of what we see, from resources to plant life to local wildlife. Creatures that can be peaceful or attack you on sight. The scanner helps us track our progress of planetary survey and keeps us up to date with planetary conditions. The scanner also allows for us to scope out places of interest and adding them to our HUD, move into outpost mode so we can place our home or research base, and also allows us to take 5 and capture that amazing view in photo mode. Once we have taken in our surroundings, off we go. Which way? Up to you. Unless you're on a mission, then where you go is entirely up to you. Starfield is really looking to live up to if you can see it, you can go there. Traversing these worlds is done on foot or by jump pack. There appears to be no land vehicles. My theory on this is it's simply to do with how the zones are stitched together and loaded. If we had vehicles and travel too fast, it would cause FPS and rendering issues. Maybe a compromise was needed, and this is where it was made. We'll know for sure once the first vehicle mods come out. There's also no in-atmosphere flight, which makes sense as the landing and takeoff to space actions are cutscenes, so creating a separate flight engine atmospheric flight was probably pointless. So off you run, alone or with a companion, and explore wherever you want. You don't need to worry about where your ship is because you have the option of either manually returning to your ship or fast travelling back to it, so going on a long ramble into the wilds, not a problem. While exploring, there are many locations to discover, from simple caves to settlements to crashed ships overrun with deadly creatures. These locations can have quest givers, mobs of enemies, awesome loot to steal or liberate, the cornerstones of what Bethesda games are known for. They may even have NPCs you can bring with you on your journey or have them run an outpost, or even take them with you into space. Because exploring Starfield doesn't stop at running around on planets. Space is not empty. Out there in the space between planets you'll find space stations and space depots, asteroid fields full of resources, pirates wanting to take your hard-won loot, or religious zealots who just want to keep you out of their space. And occasionally, a local hero like Skyrim Granny.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Out there orbiting a planet, you can run a scan to see what resources are available, mapping out where you want to place your outposts for mineral gathering or research hubs. Maybe for building your own stuff or selling what's collected so you can buy the gear that you want for your next expedition. Or maybe, while floating out there thinking what are you going to do next, you spot something. A derelict ship just floating there beckoning to be explored. But you've seen those old movies. You know what happens. No harm taking a peek though, right? Starfield Direct showed us just what exactly Bethesda are building here, and I for one cannot wait to get my hands on the game and start venturing out into the stars, exploring every place I can, not looking for anything, but finding everything! Thank you for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please do think about leaving a like and subscribe, but until the next video, I'll leave with this. I don't know how the mix of procedural generation and handcrafted content will work, but I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Take care.
So, ready to get out there?